Monopolistic competition. A market in which both monopoly and perfect competition coexist partially is called monopolistic competition. In reality, market is neither perfect competitive nor purely based on monopoly. A mixed form of both exists in the market. In real case, mainly monopolistic types of market are commonly found. So we can see the definition of Professor Chamberlain and Mrs. Robinson. Now let us see the characteristics of monopolistic competition. First is large number of sellers and numerous buyers. So there are numerous sellers in perfect competition, and in monopoly we have already said that sellers are, or there is only one seller. Whereas in monopolistic competition, even the buyers are numerous. Now there is only one seller, but there are many sellers and there are many buyers. So they cannot individually influence the market. Also, they cannot affect the price of the product. Second is product differentiation. Product differentiation is the distinct characteristics of monopolistic competition. This refers to the concept of differentiating a product from another product in terms of form, quality, and nature. For example, two different models of bike but built on same basic structure. A producer may produce a product with minor difference in terms of form, fragrance, taste, shape, weight, and quality. This minor difference leads to availability of various products under product differentiation in monopolistic competition market. Third is free entry and exit of firm. In this competition, it is easy for new firms to enter into an existing firm or to leave the industry. When there is a normal profit in the market, the free entry and exit of the firm decreases and stops. The firm are generally not attracted by the normal profit, and so the firms do not enter in such market. The existing firms in the market do not exit as they do not suffer losses. Fourth, selling cost. Expense incurred to sell a product is called the selling cost of the product. Selling cost includes expense incurred on packing, making the product attractive, sales tax, transportation, showroom expense, money spent for selling, prices, gifts, advertisement cost, etc. In monopolistic markets, selling cost creates product difference in the market, which then gives a particular identity to a product. For example, companies manufacturing mobile phones, soaps, etc. try to create unique identity through selling cost. Selling cost is a distinguished characteristics of monopolistic market. Fifth, competition other than price. In monopolistic market, there exists competition of price as well as competition other than price. The sellers of various firms keeps the price fixed. They do not compete for price and they try to attract the consumer by advertising and compete by modifying the quality. That is, they compete on factor other than price. Sixth is imperfect knowledge regarding the market. The buyers and sellers do not have complete knowledge related to the market. They are not aware of identical and substitutional product. The price of identical or substitute product are either high or low, which results in variation in price. There are many firms in monopolistic competitive market that produce identical or substitute product. These firms compete by creating a new identity of the product and this way try to establish monopoly-like situation. This creates a monopolistic competition. Now let us learn about oligopoly. The term oligopoly has originated from the Greek word oligos, which means few, and polyn, which means sellers. So oligopoly means market that has only few producer. In oligopoly, these small number of producer or seller dominate the market. They sell identical or substitute product and there is extreme competition among them in this market. Professor Stigler says, oligopoly is a market in which the firm decides its policy according to the behavior of competitors. According to Professor Beaumont, oligopoly is the market in which even a small number of sellers out of the total less sellers are effective enough to affect the price of the product. Let us see to the characteristics of oligopoly. First, few sellers and numerous buyers. Under oligopoly, the number of sellers and producers is less. There exist about 2 to less than 10 or 20 firms in the market. Owing to these circumstances, a few number of sellers have a monopoly control over the market. On the other hand, there are numerous buyers in such market. So neither these buyers have much influence on the market price, nor they are given much importance. Second, similar or substitute products. Firm sells identical or substitute product in oligopoly. This also means that when the firm in the market produce and sell identical or substitute product, it is oligopoly market. For example, products like salt, crude oil, tea, etc. When producer produce identical products, there exists imperfect oligopoly in the market. For example, oligopoly exists for products like cold drinks, motorcycle, etc. Third is entry or exit of firms. In oligopoly, the entry and exit of firms is free or regulated according to the type of oligopoly followed. If there is free oligopoly in the market, the firm can freely enter or exit. Whereas if oligopoly is restricted, then the entry and exit of firm is regulated. Selling cost. Expense incurred to sell a product is called selling cost. Selling costs include expense incurred on packing, making the product attractive, sale tax, transportation, showroom expense, prices, gifts, advertisement cost, etc. There is extreme competition in oligopoly, so selling cost becomes an important factor. The seller tries to attract the consumer by incurring various selling expenses. Selling cost creates products difference in the market, which then gives a particular identity to product. For example, companies manufacturing mobile phone, television, cars, soaps, etc. try to create unique identity through selling cost. Fifth, interdependence. Under oligopoly, the number of sellers or producers is very few, so they strive to gather information about other sellers or producers. Sellers compete on the basis of price or product. They decide price or variety based on the action of their competitors. This is called interdependence. In oligopoly market, there are very few sellers and producers. So the seller or producer can easily gain important information about other seller or producer. The seller then pays special attention on the quality and type of product to compete with other similar products and attract consumers. For example, producers and sellers of television, cars, etc. follow similar practice of discount, features, etc. The firm decides price, quality or type of its product based on the behavior of the competitors, and so they are interdependent. Sixth and the important point, price stickiness, kinked demand curve. There are a number of theories of oligopoly. The kinked demand curve theory is one of them. Price stickiness is a situation wherein the firm would tend to stick to the price of its product and not increase or decrease it even if he wished to. In oligopoly market, the number of firms is less and they are interdependent on each other. If one of the firm decreases the price of a product, its product becomes cheaper than other products. So according to the law of demand, due to comparative cheaper price of the product, its demand will be more compared to the product of other firms. This will result in decrease in the demand of the products sold by other firms. In order to avoid such situation, the competitive firms will also have to decrease the price of their product in order to stay in the competition. At the end, the price of the product reaches at a nominal level and it becomes impossible to reduce the price further. Sticky prices, therefore, are prices in an economy which are resistant to change. On the other hand, if the firm increases the price of the product, then the demand of that product decreases and competitive firm will have profit. Thus, as the nominal price is resistant to change, the demand curve becomes kin. So in this diagram you can see when a company decreases the price, the demand will increase of that product and then the customer will move to that product and the other producers will be at loss. Whereas if the price increases, then the demand also decreases. So to have the nominal price is resistant to change, the demand curve becomes kinked.